Good evening, people. It is Thursday, March 3rd, almost at February. March 3rd, 2022. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. I am your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. We are live on my Facebook page, which I will open up right now to share with everyone. Please like and share. Invite several people to the show tonight. We are live on YouTube. It is the name of the show, Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. If you have not subscribed, please do so. It is the name of the show. We are live on Spotify as well, Twitch and Twitter. We believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again. If never fails, it never fails. Tonight, I have a special guest that has been excited about this conversation just as much as I have. And for the ladies, that's all I'm gonna tell you. For the ladies, tonight is your night. We got the international model slash CEO, business owner, all these good things, all wrapped in one plus some. But we're gonna get into his bio.
Just a little bit.
That's what we're gonna do. Mr. Kalito. In English, Carlos, right?
Yes.
Carlos, also known as Kalito, is a 6 foot how do you say that?
Panamanian.
All right.
Panamanian.
Born model, actor, DJ, and brand ambassador with a bachelor's degree in marketing and public relations. Kalito was discovered in 2011 by Chrissy Collins, vocal coach and background singer for Beyonce, who then introduced him to Ron Padmore, marketing PR for Marie
Francois Jabot.
Yeah. Landing him in his first national campaign in 2013. Kalito also went on to directing and featuring his first international campaign, coordinating the specifics for luxury design watch brand, Savoy collections from Middle East to North America, while DJing and uplifting morale for our service members stationed in Afghanistan and Kuwait. From that moment to present day, with the help of world-renowned MUA creative director and friend manager
Timotheus Smart.
Name, Lord have mercy. Smart Kalito has pushed through some very diverse fashion areas, growing his own brand as a model, shoe designer, and DJ. This former Army combat sergeant is very familiar with the discipline and courage it takes to face and conquer all obstacles. Kalito is ready to continue to conquer the world with fashion and music. His desire to walk for and appear in runway shows and campaigns for major American brands, as well as international fashion houses, and DJ across the biggest international festival stages, while holding residency in Los Angeles and Panama. Kalito is the former New Day Associates 2018 International Male Model of the Year, resident DJ at Mayweather Boxing Fitness Studio in LA, and recently released his 4th installment to his Roman exclusive shoe brand, Roman Classics. I want you guys to welcome Kalito to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. That's a nice little welcome now. I like it. Nice little intro.
So
it's all warm inside. It's all warm over here.
Yes, you should. And
you know? I like it. Yes.
I had to get a drink.
It's the right place. I'm saying.
So, so I got a message
Yes.
from my friend, my big sister,
I wonder who
Miss
that is.
Dr. Cookie Humphrey, who owns Compulsive Magazine. She
Yeah.
said, "Look, my cousin, you need to interview him." And I'm like, "Who is he?" So she sends me a picture.
My friend.
And I'm like, wow, okay. So let's reach out to Kalito. And immediately you responded. And at the time that we were talking, it was right before or during Fashion Week, right?
Yeah. Yeah. LA Fashion Week. It's like right in the midst of it.
Yeah. And so he eventually sent his information and apologized for the delay. Said, I'm a one-man show, so therefore, I can be really busy. And so
Yeah.
from the understanding that I had, it said you was in the service.
Yeah, I was in the Army for 6 years. 6 years, 3 tours. It was 2004 to 2011. Um, and then it was Iraq from '05, '06, '07 to '09, and then 9 to 10. So it was just a constant back and forth. That's when Iraq was hot and everything was
Yeah.
just back and forth. I mean, so
So
there's no
with
other
that
choice
being
right there.
said, most people go to the army, either they like gung ho for it or they felt like that was the only option. So for you, was that the only option, or this is something you really wanted to serve?
It was a grown man decision that I decided to. I was about to have a daughter at 18, so I decided, I got to step up to the plate since, I did some grown man things. I had to do some grown man actions afterwards. So for me, it was I got to take care of my daughter afterwards, and I got to figure out how. I mean, and I weighed my options. I thought about all the other branches, but something about the army and then plus family already being a little bit military, it was kind of easier to take that approach. I mean,
And so you on the front line.
yeah, yeah, I was a tanker and I was a scout, so it was, you
So
know,
you was in there for real, for real.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so
The recruiting guy, he showed me a cool tank just jumping off, some berms and desert. I was like, this looks kind of cool. I just didn't think it was gonna put me like right there in the front.
yeah. So were
You know,
you ever in a moment where you was like, this ain't for me?
there were a lot of moments where this wasn't for me. But you're already committed to something. So once you commit to it, you got to see it through because it's not just you that you're, adhering to. You also have all these other people around you that got to rely on, you having that space, you holding your space down. So, I mean, in the sense of a team, it's like if you had a championship game, one player can't just be like, all right, I'm done with this, about to go chill. Y'all win the game from me. I mean, it's all a collective effort. So once you're in it, you're in it.
So did your modeling career happen after you came back from tour?
Yeah, yeah.
And so how did that start?
The modeling career was kind of a thing that just happened because I was gonna get spotlighted by Ron Padmore on his Fashionista magazine for the record label that I had. And I was running an independent record label at that time, and I had a few artists, and I was managing. So he wanted to spotlight, the independent side of that. So I did a photo shoot for the magazine, and then he suggested that maybe I should consider the modeling approach. And then that's when he told me I have an opportunity for you, see how you do. And that's when the Jabot situation came up. And I had to kind of get myself into that because wasn't really into the whole modeling. Didn't want to get. I mean, nothing against it. It just wasn't my forte. I wanted to be in the back. I wanted to be the assistance of helping others. Move along. So I was more into music than the actual modeling. So this was more of a spotlight for music than modeling, but then it kind of just blended both of them together.
Right. So
Yeah.
I know with modeling, it can be overwhelming sometimes, or like with different shows. And with
Yeah.
DJing, how often were you doing that?
DJing, that's been a love since I don't know, since young. But it was always just to play with music. And then when I found the opportunity to play music in Afghanistan, because they didn't have anything, so I had a laptop that I had software to do something with. So I was able to kind of make something happen there, and then that's kind of how I started spreading the love more for the DJ. Um, the DJing actually started before the model, but then the model kind of took over and it just became the model show. And then the DJ kind of just waited around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so now I'm kind of flipping those two, but yeah, that's how. But the DJ has always been, I mean, if I got a phone, I have a program on that I can DJ on. So
Mm-hmm.
that's always been a love for music and always been a fan of music.
So growing up with your passion for music, was this something that was in the house already, or it was just like, what is this, and go with it? How did the music thing happen?
Being culturally diverse, I mean, being from Panama and into the States, we got used to Spanish music. We always would listen to Spanish music. That's my dad was salsa, salsa, salsa. Everything was salsa. Every disc was salsa. The car rides was salsa. Everything. Everywhere this man went was salsa. So that's basically all we heard. So then when you hear like hip hop on TV and you start listening to R&B, you start listening to different types of songs. Like, okay, this. I mean, you start finding different ways to find love for other genres.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from literally Spanish music to R&B. That was kind of like my connection there. Boys to Men, that was my group. I don't know. I couldn't get enough of these songs. It was just I don't know. There was a deep connection with whatever they were singing about and whatever I felt. So R&B was my gateway into basically R&B, hip hop, rap, alternative, EDM. That was a spiral moment.
So, from my understanding, when it comes to like um, that type of music, Spanish music, it was all kind of love music as well, right?
Yeah, it's a good majority of it. A good
So
majority.
it would probably be a natural transcend to R and B, because R and B is about love most of the time.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah,
was that the moment like Boys to Men was what, early '90s?
yes,
Early, yeah, I think early '90s.
yeah.
Which I love too. Um, so are you a dancer as well since you're from that culture?
You know what? I thought about it.
What you mean thought about it? Huh?
I thought about it, tried it a lot of times. Um,
So are you
and
saying you
then
can't dance?
no, I didn't say I couldn't dance. I'm just saying to put a professional side to it. No, I'm not doing a professional. To enjoy it, I definitely enjoy it. But the house was always a dancing house. My dad would always dance everywhere. So I started dancing salsa first, and then that's how what I mean. So they both kind of grew together, but I just never looked at it as like a professional thing to
Okay.
dance.
Absolutely. So where are your parents are from Panama as well?
Yes, yeah, both born and raised in Panama, and then kind of branched out from there. I mean,
So what was the transition like for you from coming from Panama to state, or were you too young?
it was complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It was really complicated because I was 5 years old when I left Panama, so I didn't really have a good grasp on Spanish. And then I got to the States, and then I had to learn English. So it's kind of in the middle of both, trying to pick both of them up. So it was a little complicated, and then trying to adjust to the differences and cultures. I mean, it was some adjustments that needed to be made, but when sometimes you don't got a choice, you don't got a choice. So you got to make do.
A lot of times, kids who are, I would say, bilingual or have different languages, sometimes they are picked on,
Mhm.
because a lot of times when we don't understand, here comes the fear, or here comes someone trying to bully you because they don't understand. Did you have any of that growing up?
No. Um, Fortunately, I did not actually. I did help in the midst of one bullying situation that didn't end up well for me. That was in the times where the elementary schools could still paddle you.
Okay.
So I got introduced to that. Didn't even know that was a thing. But I was trying to assist in the situation and kind of
So
I
y'all
say it
all
like it.
got whooped.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was just trying to help. But no, I never been a part of that. I don't know. I don't know. Never had that situation. Sorry.
So when you
And
came from Panama to the States, what state did you
I was
always
in
lived in
Georgia.
LA?
Mm-mm. I was in Georgia.
Georgia.
I was in Columbus, Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah.
What part of Georgia?
Sure. Columbus.
Okay.
It's hour, hour and a half south of Atlanta. Um, South of the 85. Yeah. Yeah, Georgia, Georgia.
Let's see. So what is the what have you enjoyed the most? Was it doing a DJ? Was it the modeling? Or was it you being your own boss?
Third one.
Being your own boss?
Yes, yes. Yeah,
So
the
tell
third
us
one is
how you got into that.
being my own boss. Kind of started in the military
Okay.
because I always felt that I wasn't as excited to be told what to do compared to me telling people what to do.
And that's why I didn't go.
And I had to go through that phase. So my thing was I need to get promoted fast. And every year I would get promoted to a new rank. So I was fast tracking. Literally by 24, I was already a sergeant. So I had to put myself in a position where I can kind of manage my time, manage what I do, and then tell others what to do in case I didn't want to do some things or things need to be passed down. You know, um, and I found myself more pushing towards leadership than actually just trying to follow things.
Okay.
And then once I got out, not wanting to work the same jobs, not wanting to do the same military things, I had to find a branch that kind of suited me. So then the whole making my own way was the better option. I mean,
So for those who don't know, Mr. Kalito um, has his own shoe brand. And
yes, I
there's
do.
plenty of things that you could have chose to be the boss over. Why shoes?
I've always loved shoes. I've always wanted my own shoe brand. My first designer pair of shoes was Jordans,
How did I know you was gonna
and
say that?
it was a cross culture thing because my first pair of J's didn't happen until I went to Panama. So my grandmother saw that I loved them. She bought them. I mean, she didn't know anything about Jordans. She saw that I liked the shoe.
Right.
But just seeing the designs of shoes, the style of them, how things change, how you can alter a whole outfit by just a shoe. I
Shoes.
mean, your outfit can just be plain. Your shoe can speak volumes for everything that you don't have on. You know what I mean? And it's not more just a fashion piece, it's more of a statement. Whatever shoe you wear tells your story. It tells what you do throughout the day. It tells how you are throughout the day. It tells whether you care or not throughout the day. You know what I mean? So being who I am and ways of my personality, the thing that spoke to me closest was shoes and how you can be very detailed and everything kind of goes together. I mean,
So the name of your shoes is the Roman Classic.
Roman exclusives.
Okay, so how did you come up with that name?
The Roman exclusives, because I kind of based everything came from the Roman civilization, so everything kind of started there and they kind of advanced from that era. So I felt like I wanted to take it back to basically the root of it, the very root of where everything started. So that's how the Roman part came about. Now the exclusive pieces, I only do 12 pairs per shoe. So every design is only 12 pairs. I'm not selling 13, I'm not selling 14 or 15. Once you get 12, you got 12. That means you got 1 through 12. Those are 12 exclusive. Nobody else is gonna have a pair. There's not gonna be another, the additional person. You know that you're a part of a special group, a special club that only has these pairs. I mean,
So is
and
that like a pair of shoes per size?
it's basically if you come the first, I have all sizes.
Okay.
So I literally have from 5 to I believe a 14 or 15 now. And then also in kid sizes. But once I sell 12 of those pairs, no matter what size it is, those are done.
Wow.
So you can have the first 7, or you can have the only 7. I mean, you can have the only 12. But you know that for a fact that there's only 12 other people with your shoe.
So we're gonna poke at the bear.
Let's go.
So what if I had like crazy amount of money, right?
You got to get the next pair.
So you mean to tell me I
They
don't
ain't
care how
exclusive
much
if
money I throw at you?
They ain't exclusive if Bill Gates could get a shoe.
Man.
So it's all about exclusive. You should have made the first 12. They make those 12, you got to jump on the next train.
Gotcha.
Hopefully you make that train. You'll make that train. Because this is all about giving people something exclusive, something to feel great about.
Very
Where it is,
special.
be like, yeah, I'm unique. I'm unique again. I mean, now we're in a civilization where, where it's no uniqueness. It's kind of like a blank slate. Everyone just be that. So kind of spark your uniqueness a little bit, give you something exclusive so you can start feeling more exclusive again. And then you start looking for things that make you feel exclusive. And then you kind of start living on a different level of yourself because you bought these shoes that just started elevating your life a little bit. All right.
Absolutely. So your shoes are made in Italy?
Yes.
Okay. So why not the United States? Is it cheaper in Italy?
No, the quality in Italy is just a lot better. Higher.
Oh,
The leather,
because
they're all
the leather or just the whole process?
they're all leather.
Okay.
Most of my shoes are leather and suede. So it's all Italian leather, Italian suede. There are different materials I can utilize in that theory, but it's all leather, 100% genuine Italian leather.
So those are basically designer shoes for like outfits, more so not like just be walking around in and playing gym shoe and playing.
No, they could. Well, it depends on the design, on the style, because I have one pair that I did a tribute piece to Nipsey, and those are my Marathon X, and I did those as a kind of everyday shoe, kind of like you can always throw those on. They go with anything. You can be wherever you are with them, and they'll be ready for whatever it is that you got. So I would wear those in the gym at the residency where I'm boxing at. I would wear those there, and those were technically my boxing shoes. So I had, I got myself 2 pairs. So I had the boxing pair, and then I had the I wear out pair.
So within a year's time, how often are you designing shoes?
Before the pandemic, I was designing a lot more. I was literally kicking out about 3 pairs a year.
Okay.
Now I've slowed down because I'm still waiting on my last pair. I already have a design, but I'm just waiting for the right time to do it. I don't want to rush it too much. I want to let things kind of get themselves back up and running because I know a lot of people are still trying to rebuild from the pandemic and we're still in one. So, we're still trying to kind of play catch up. So I don't think it would be excessive for me to throw out things that people don't really need at the moment.
Yeah.
And have them spend money where they need to be spending money on their families or putting money back into their houses, getting their situations back on. So, I don't see a benefit in that. So I want to wait a little bit, let the smoke settle, let things get back to a kind of a steady pace, and then I'll push it back out. There's no rush. Legacy building, this is forever.
Absolutely. For those who are on live, If you guys have any questions, please write them in the chat room for Mr. Kalito so we can get them answered. I appreciate everyone that's on. Please, of course, like and share, heart it, do all of that good things. Yeah. So,
I'm a good
yes,
hard
heart,
hands guy. I'm a
heart,
good hard
right?
hand guy.
Outside of that, what else do you do for fun?
I love music. Listen to music. Watch videos. What else do I do for fun? I'm very in tune into the whole cannabis space and cannabis brands, and there's a lot of cannabis companies that I support. Um, Travel, ride motorcycles.
Really?
You're traditional, yeah, yeah. I have a Harley, and then I have a bike in Panama. So I've always loved the freedom from the bike. I don't know, it's just get that. You don't feel too enclosed like a car. You're like a shell. You know what I mean? But getting that natural bike feel with the air blowing, you just feel free. So I always like the bike. But weather conditions kind of.
Mm-hmm. So when the
Yeah.
last time you've been to Panama?
I was just there September of last year. Then I went to Dubai. I was in Dubai for 3 months, and then I came here. Huh?
3 months in Dubai?
Yeah, I was in Dubai for 3 months. Yeah, it's a clothing store out there. I was brand ambassadoring for a clothing company, and they wanted me to assist with the opening of the store and the brand ambassadoring and the marketing piece.
I
So
heard it's really nice out there.
went out there. Yeah, it's nice, very nice, different, very different. It's definitely um, a must do. I say, any point in time in life, you got to go see Dubai. Got to go see it.
I'll put that on my check off list.
Yes, yeah,
Right.
it's a must do.
Well, you did say you love to travel. So where is somewhere else that you would recommend to go visit?
Aruba,
Aruba.
I love Aruba. Yeah,
Never
Aruba's
been.
nice. It's called One Happy Island.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it. That's literally the trademark of Aruba. One Happy Island. It's very fun. It's free. It's energy wise. It's high, like vibrating high. It makes you want to stay. I literally thought the first time I was going to go there, I was going to get one of those little boats, start doing little tours, start taking people out, make some money that way.
Yeah.
And just stay. But I was in the army then, so I couldn't really do it.
So now that you out,
That would have got me. Now is an idea. Now is definitely an idea. Now it's high possibility. I haven't revisited that.
wow. So with the music, who is your favorite person, both either dead or alive, that you would love to either play, meet, collab with, any of those?
Since I've been into music, it's the hip hop. It's always been Jay-Z. Jay-Z from very start. I can remember his songs back and forth. I don't know what it was about Jay-Z and how his music came across, but just that was always. So I haven't yet met Jay. Eventually, I know I will cross that bridge in time, not pushing it, you know. Then Nipsey would have been another one. Nipsey for sure would have been another one. His way of thinking and putting things together was just beyond. So I know in the digital world that we're going into now, I know he would have definitely took mad advantage of the opportunity. We took it to something else because I think he was already beyond that. I mean, so I think in those two, yeah, music wise, those two for sure. There are a lot more, but top two, yeah.
So I usually talk about the human part of a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't just talk about how you have been introduced to us. Like, so it was modeling. It was DJ is the owner of your own business. You hinted and said that you're a father.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only one you have?
Mm-mm. No, no, I
How
have
many?
two daughters and a son.
Two daughters and a son. So, what would
Yeah.
your children say about you?
Um, uh, my daughter jokingly calls me a superhero.
Mhm.
She says that I'm immortal. That I'm 21 years old. Um, and says I'm super cool. I guess she's never met a dad like me before. And I'm very open. Try to be
Yeah.
very open about everything I do. And she understands that, I guess. My son is more different. He's more secluded, very what I used to be when I was younger, very shy, very
Hmm.
one word answer type of guy. And then the third one, she's younger, so she's not yet at that age yet. She's 5. Eventually, I mean, she'll develop it. We'll see. Hopefully, great things.
Hmm.
But it's all you can do. It's hope and be as much as we can for them, and I mean, do what we can. Like the oldest one, she's about to graduate this year,
Hmm.
so pushing her through the door and get her situated. It's been a long journey.
Yeah. And it can be like that. I'm still stuck on you being in the service because I just can't see that at all.
Yeah. It was a choice. It definitely was a choice. There were a lot of other choices, but I don't know. Once you're making your own decisions at 16, you gotta you think you're making the right decision. You hope they are,
Mhm.
and sometimes they're not.
Let
But
me ask
yeah.
this question.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had. Well, I did have a couple of people that used to be in the service, but a lot of stuff that they don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, were you around? I would say death when you was in the service.
Yeah.
So how did you handle seeing that? And like some people mentally can't handle it, but
Mm-hmm.
because it's their job and their life, of course, they have to do what they have to do. So, what were some things um, that helped you while you were in and after?
Unfortunately, my family on my mom's side has been dealing with death since young. My mom died when I was 5. My grandmother died when I was 12, and those were two big figures in my life. So going in, you establish these bonds, and then you kind of have to fast forward your way of thinking. Instead of being in the present moment in those situations, you kind of have to look beyond time. And then once you look beyond time, you got to kind of realize that some things may happen, some things may not happen. Now, are you going to be able to deal with those things that when they do happen? Because if obviously where we're going to, no one knows what the possibilities are. So when it does happen, if you let it shock you, then yeah, it's going to affect you. I couldn't go that route. I couldn't go you know, I had to assume that no one's life was safe there. We all had to do what we had to do. And, I mean, they took someone, then we got to prevent them from taking another one because we can't really bring that person back. We can't go down towards, a way of thinking to where we're all down and feel terrible about ourselves because then it's going to affect us and it's going to affect others that we're trying to protect. So, I mean, for me, I just had to go forward with it. I literally had to go forward. It was based off past experiences of dealing with death already and just having to deal with it. I mean, there was no changing it. Just have to deal with it. So I knew eventually it would happen. Hopefully it didn't, but if it did, then I couldn't let it hit me too hard.
So, once you got back from tours, did you have to go to counseling?
Yeah, it was mandatory. They always did this. Um, they called it redeployment readiness. So basically, they put us through all these classes, all these reintegration, basically everything. Even back to learning how to drive, courses, videos on driving and stuff like that. So yeah, you got to go through the whole process. Then obviously they'll assess you based off whatever job you had. So if you had a job that required you to be more out and about, and then more in the field and stuff, then yeah, you may get assessed a little higher compared to somebody that probably was in or did something in personnel. I mean, so they change it. It's definitely based off what you do and how long you're over there.
So you guys, again, if you have any questions for Kalito, please write them in the chat room so we can get them answered. Still waiting. Again, I appreciate you coming in, of course, Miss Cookie telling me about you. Of course, we always want to change the narrative when it comes to male figures. We're definitely out doing great, wonderful things. And to be able to see in a world that can be dim, especially with being in the service. I've had family members who were there, but they didn't return like when they went in. And so again, those conversations they don't talk about it. And so you can tell the difference between their mindsets on how things were over there. I know a couple of women who did tours in Afghanistan, Iraq, and she would watch the torture movies, the chop it up, cut your head off type, to get her mind in the, I guess, combat.
I can see it as a way, yeah.
And she pretended for a long time that people stateside didn't exist. So she wouldn't have like be homesick. So her mind was just in killer mode constantly. And so when she would come home to visit, it was hard for her to shift from that to the little moment she had on, whatever you call it, when they go on break and then have to go back.
Yeah,
so
R&R.
It was kind of difficult. So I was wondering, that's why I asked you, was there counseling? Was there moments of night terror, whatever the case may be, of the things that you saw while you were over
there? Yeah, you have stuff that carries with you. I mean, it doesn't really just disappear. There's a lot of stuff that you're always gonna keep back there, because once you see it, you never forget it. I mean, it's just whatever triggers it is basically what's gonna bring it out. And then how you suffocate that, and then stack stuff on it, is how you kind of cope with it. You can never really push it out. You can never really just get rid of it. I mean, you can just manage for the most part.
So since I'm gonna shift a little bit again with modeling the clothes for whoever brand that you're modeling. Have you had anything that you didn't particularly care for that you had to wear?
Oh yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, I can say. Pieces that weren't even in shows, and they just needed something out there, so they made a hole and made it work. I mean, but there's been moments where it's just been, I understand the passion, I understand the creativity. However, there still has to be a vision somewhere. And there has to be I feel like a story. Everything has to have a story. And if your designs don't have a story, then you get stuff just sell. You know what I mean? And it's hard to just sell clothes that there's no story behind it, there's no love behind it, there's no passion, you don't feel no type of way about it. Then yeah, as a model, it's kind of difficult to make other
Uh-oh. Stuck.
shoulders.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
did we
you're stuck.
freeze?
Yes.
Oh, stop. What was the last part that you heard?
If there's no passion in the, design, if it's not telling the story, kind of hard
Uh-huh.
to, show off if you're the model.
Yeah. And I went on saying that there's even like I've known of some designers that would just buy the pieces from the fashion districts and then they'll just sew it together and they'll say that that's a style that they came out with. It's not really a style. It's kind of like just meshing two things together and saying, here, I came up with this. No, you didn't. You just put it together.
Mhm.
So there's nothing behind that. I mean, if you're gonna design, if you're really gonna put your work out there, if you're gonna be a part of the business, then yeah, you want people to believe in it, then you want to showcase your work, then we're gonna showcase it right. But if you're not gonna believe in it, then how can we showcase it? So that's what really gets me when you start seeing those designs. But now you come across some designers that just love their work, and you see it.
Mhm.
You see it. Even from how they treat their clothes in the fashion shows. I mean, some people just let their stuff be thrown everywhere. Others will allow your stuff to be, I mean, back on a hanger, back on a rack. Here's your ID for your stuff. Like, I mean, that's how you treat your things, right? Like my shoes, I wouldn't want my shoes thrown anyway. I mean, and I'm not gonna display my worst pairs either. I'm just gonna showcase my brand to be the top of what I want it to be.
Do you have on some of your shoes right now?
Do I have on for my shoes? I do not. Where are my shoes? Oh, they're packed up because I'm traveling, so they're not wearing. Mm-mm. Not
Um.
right now.
So how do you feel when you're going into character for like a photo shoot?
I used to be well reserved. I used to be almost borderline self conscious when I did my photo shoot. Because it was a disconnect. I didn't know like you got to flow. There's a certain flow. You got to keep moving, keep posing, keep doing it. So I was just kind of like, I mean, stand there, wait, stand there, wait, and be like, hey, can you keep moving? Because I mean, can't take like 30,000 pictures of the same pose. So then now I kind of work myself into a fashion shoot,
Mhm.
listen to some music, get myself into the mood. Um, then just go in and not care about anything. Just do it.
Yeah, I
And
was
whatever comes
looking
out,
at
comes
some of
out.
your the work that you sent, and there were some that you were looked like you were dressed up like the Joker.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the one with the looked like a cartoon character,
Uh-huh.
and then there was a few where the clothes like were hanging off of you, or like they were like a tail on the off the shoulder type. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so where was your mindset when you're doing a photo shoot, especially when you're this is not the norm. Um, being in those type of atmosphere, of course, you want to be original. You want to be in your own space, even though they're looking for a certain look.
Hmm.
Have you actually went in and was like, look, I think this would be better doing it this way versus whatever they see. Have you done that before?
I've done that in the less creative shoots, for
Okay.
sure. Less creative shoots, I've done that. But in the shoots like that one where the creativity was super high, I get super excited because I'm eager to see what's gonna come out next. I mean, like, all right, so he's gonna come up with this. He came up with that. Like that, all that styling was my best friend, amigo. hermano. He's kind of like he does. We did the calendar shoot together, so he came up with all the creative styles for it. And I mean, you saw the work is extremely creative when it comes to that. So his creativity was so high, his ideas so high, I had to deliver, a high shoot. I couldn't be, downgrade the creativity. So I kind of had to match it. You know what I mean? So if it's not matching, then it's kind of hard to get that. Then yeah, I got to kind of add more.
So are you actually putting yourself out there? Like, how does a person find you? Like with the modeling or the DJ or everything that you do? Are you putting yourself, like, advertising yourself out there?
Not necessarily. Um, Everything I've done has been through word or recommendations, or somebody says, "Hey, I get put on from this or that." But it's I don't know. I never wanted a whole agency approach, because I just felt like an agency just does general things, and I don't want to just be general. I mean, I thrive on uniqueness. I thrive on diversity. I thrive on standing out. And if I can't get that, then I don't want it. And you know, so I got the Instagram out there, has my contact information. A lot of people hit me up to there for a lot of sponsoring and brand promotions. I get a lot of contacts through there. Or then we meet how we met through very great individuals that like to see great other individuals come together, and they pass the word around.
And this is one of the things that I love as far as people connecting, especially during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know for sure that it was going to take off like it did. I mean, the podcasting.
Yeah.
God just told me that you were going to be the help that you once needed, and that to start in your circle because you know a lot of dope people, and it would take off from there. And so from every show to the next person, it was like, wow, I didn't I didn't think about it. I just did it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing the results of that. The 6 degrees of separation. He was like, you have no idea who knows who
Right.
until you have the room of a conversation, a real one, not rehearsed, not questions, none of
Yeah.
that. You having a whole
Yeah.
conversation. I'm on my couch, you in Vegas on a couch, and we
Yep.
just chopping it up like lost buddies that
Right.
just reconnected. Like, man, what have you been up to? And from
Right.
there, it's showing that not only are you a real person, you're a dope person that
Thank you.
been through a lot, but yet you're still shining. And this is all we want to do. That even if you're in a moment in your life where not necessarily you, and you might be, I don't know, if you feel like you don't have direction, or
Mm-hmm.
you feel like you want to give up, or this part is not working, go back to the podcast. It's over 100 of
Mm-hmm.
them where people
Mm-hmm.
have personal stories
Mm-hmm.
of what they conquered, whether it was from their childhood, their present life, whatever, is is the moment that you can't say they didn't make it. Yeah,
Right.
they did.
Right.
This man right here sitting on the couch, it could have been a whole nother way.
Yeah.
But you made it through. Not only that, you got your own business. You're doing what you love to do, which is music, DJing,
Travel.
and
Man.
traveling,
Amen.
and still doing fashion show. What more do you want? You're a successful dad.
Amen to that. Yes.
So if any, person on here thinking that as a man I'm not good enough, I don't have role models before me. Yeah, you do. It's plenty of us out here. And that's why I love doing what I do, of connecting. Somebody be like, listen, somebody thought enough about you, tell me about you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Very
You
beautiful.
see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, somebody thought highly enough about most of these guests. They told them about me. And here I am in my own space, having a whole conversation, trying to find out who you are, why are you so special? And then I'm going to tell my people, support you.
I love it. I love that. That's beautiful.
That's what I do.
That's beautiful. That's not everybody. That's not common. And that's what's needed.
It's
That's what's
not.
needed.
And that's why when you said, and it's been proven all this week, actually, the theme has been be okay with being different.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be different. We all have different DNAs. None of us are alike. They seem to think that we're alike, but
Right.
we're not. We're not exact. We're not cookie cutter. None of that. You have to be okay with being different. I don't look like everybody else. I don't move like other people. It is what it is.
Exactly.
And when you understand your uniqueness, of course I'm going to come to Kalito. Why not?
Absolutely. Yep.
You have a whole brand, not like Jordan. After 12 shoes, that's it.
I'm saying that's it. Nope, that is it. You didn't get nothing.
So again, I would have never known this without having the sit down conversation and be like, I'm just thinking it's a regular shoe. No, it really is exclusive. After 12, there is no more. You got to wait till the next brand that comes out. Like, wow. So now you got people who's going to not only be excited, but they're going to be anxious for the next pair because I don't want to miss out on the exclusive.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to stop being about the money at some point. And it has to be about the people.
The people and the passion behind it. Like I said, I haven't got to a status where this is making money for me. I love doing this for free. I would love to get paid to do this.
No, you're getting there. You're going to get there.
But in the meantime, if it's something that I'm passionate about and I love to do it in my free time, then when the money comes in, it's just like, oh, this is butter for real.
Yeah.
I get to do this. I get to talk. I get to meet wonderful people. Come on now. Who would want this?
I'm saying.
You got the personality, the wonderful looks.
I'm saying, you know it? That's it. That's it. Nothing else is needed.
Nothing. And I'm like, okay. So I tell my friends, I have no idea when I sit down on my couch how this conversation is going to go. I don't know. But once we get into it, that hour go past so fast because now it's like, not that I just met you, but it's like we've been connected already the whole time.
Yeah. It's that positive energy.
I tell people all this, there's no reason to be nervous. It's just me. I'm not Wendy Williams. I'm not here trying to get info to, that's not how I roll. I'm in for the connection and a permanent connection. So people that I've been on here, I still connect with them. I carry them in my spirit, literally. Like somebody the other day, and I'm not going to say his name, but he dropped in my spirit. And actually, the last 3 times he dropped in my spirit, somebody in his family passed away.
Oh, wow.
Without him calling me, texting me, none of that stuff. And I'm like, bro, you all right? I'm just checking on you. And he'd be like, thank you, sis. You just don't know. I just lost another one. this, and that.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. If you really into being connected with people, then be that. I don't have time to be fake. That ain't my style. I will cut you off for real.
Yeah.
This is actually genuine. I care enough about you to sit here for a whole hour to not only praise you, not only lift you up, encourage you, but I'm bringing people with me to support you.
That's
I
beyond
want
beautiful.
everybody to win.
That's beyond beautiful.
That's me.
You getting your trophies, your flowers. I'm gonna come to Detroit. I'm gonna see you. I'm bringing them flowers
You
directly.
better.
I got you. I got you.
Yes.
Hand
It
delivered.
has to
Hand
be.
delivered.
I think I had Chad Watson on not too long ago, and we had this idea, like in the next year or two, we wanted to get everybody that has been on this show, because it's everybody from teaching all the way to you name it. We should all get on a cruise and just have a whole social fun, let your hair down, everybody connect, and just have some fun on a cruise.
I'll be down for that. Sign me up.
I'm
there.
saying all the
Sign me up.
expertise,
Yeah.
just the regular 9 to 5, the moms, the single dads, you name it. I probably had them on here, and I think we should all be able to literally celebrate each other, support each other, and we don't got no hate here, none.
That's the goal. Exactly.
So I'm gonna definitely your shoes coming girl size.
What size you wearing?
Look, I got big feet, okay? Big wide feet.
Uh-huh.
So I wear a size 11.
I got you.
And so
I got you. So I'll be 10 and a half.
Yes, I would definitely love to be a part of this exclusive club.
All right. I got
just a
you.
Hint. Can you tell what favorite color?
I think you like blue. Something about blue just tells me. I don't know. You know, I ain't no genius or nothing. You know, but something about blue tells me that might be a thing.
I think you're onto something.
You know, I'm gonna do some research. But I believe I could be right.
I think you might be right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely want to be a part of the exclusive club.
Blue looks good on you. I like it.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very welcome.
I'm definitely. I was telling somebody, when it comes to even hairstyles, I believe in short haircuts. Easy go. And I love color. I love color. It's the outward expression of how I'm feeling. Blue is still part of royalty. Blue is just something about it. My husband's favorite color is blue as well, royal blue. And so when you come in, it's automatic turn head. Like, and so when you come, you got to come correct. So again, it is all about, and even with the blue, it opens up a conversation because everybody is not that confident.
Yeah.
So blue hair, oh, it looked good on you. I wouldn't even never thought about that.
Yeah, exactly.
It looked good, right? Exactly. It looks good on you.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's okay. I'll do it for you. Very nice. At the end of the day, even there's so many cheat codes. If you don't want to dye your hair, let me tell y'all now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Y'all listen.
Dun, dun,
so if you don't want to dye your hair, there is hairspray, color hairspray. That is not permanent. And you can just spray your hair daily with a different hair color.
Boom. There it is. There it is.
Don't say I never told y'all.
Gems Gyms. Now you gonna start seeing everybody with different color hair. Now you see what happened. Now you know they was listening.
Listen, I'll be like, they was listening.
Yeah.
They was listening. So, Mr. Kalito,
Yes, ma'am.
aka Carlos,
Yeah. One
do
and
you
only.
have anything to say to the people before we go?
I say this was a wonderful experience. I definitely truly enjoyed it. I'm thankful and very humble to be on the show, be a part of the legacy that you're building. I definitely look forward to coming to Detroit and obviously seeing it all in person and getting to see you in person. That'd be great. But I enjoyed myself. I had fun recollecting old stories and getting to know you and being a part of this was wonderful. So I'm happy.
I
I'm
have
excited.
bigger plans. I would love to. I'm gonna get with Cookie. I'm gonna get with everybody to see if we can do something major. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think last year or something like that might have been the last time Tom Joyner was doing his cruise.
Mm,
And
okay.
so there's a space for that.
Mm-hmm.
I just put it out in the atmosphere. Like
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get on a boat and everybody from every type of expertise, whatever, to get out here and have fun. People who DJ, get a spot, a set, people who sing, people who dance, do all of these things. You'll be able to showcase it to everybody that I know who've graced this stage, who graced other stages. Get them
Yeah,
out here and let's have fun.
I dig it. I like that. I tell you,
So
sign me up. I
I
got a life
got you.
vest already in the back.
I got
I'm
you for
good.
sure. For sure.
I'm
So
there.
again, thank you for taking the time out to come and talk with me. Enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. Safe
For
travels.
real. Thank
And I
you.
will talk to you soon. I will send you the link from tonight.
Okay.
Your IG. Oh, let people know how to get in touch with you.
All right. So you can find me on IG at Kalito, Kalito Ayala. There's only one. There's only one, Kalito Ayala. You're gonna find me on Facebook, Kalito Ayala. Facebook page, Kalito Ayala. The shoes are Roman_exclusives on IG. So you want to look at the shoes are there. The DJ has a page, but I don't do much on the DJ because the model's a little greedy. So I'm working the battle between the two and eventually the DJ come up. But yeah, I'm all social, all digital, Google Kalito Ayala, you'll find me.
On the flyer that I sent out for this is actually a pair of his shoes on the flyer.
Yes, those are the Roman
But
12s.
also, like I said, I want everyone to find him, reach out to him, support him. Don't buy up all the shoes because I still need to get my pair. Okay. But however, thank you again for coming through. Thank you for Miss Cookie for telling me about Mr. Kalito. And
Yes,
I
that's
would
Dr. Cookie.
definitely be checking in
Oh,
on you.
doctor. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Dr. Cookie. And I will talk to you soon, sir.
I appreciate you, Sunshine. Thank you so much. Till
No
next time.
problem. Remember, everyone, you are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again, and we are out.
Amen.